We should allow people to come and make their case before our government, and then we will determine whether or not they could remain in our country.
Can I just ask, like, the minimum wage is so low for the people being housed in New York.
It should be higher.
We welcomed over 67,000 asylum seekers to our city. That's bigger than the average town in the United States. And we've done this in a matter of really 8-9 months.
Sorry, hi. I just want to have your take on the migrant crisis that is happening.
Thank you.
Alex Alavoie for Urban News here in New York in the Big Apple to follow up with the migrant crisis that is happening in New York City. Some people are maybe not aware, but on May 11, Joe Biden have lifted the last health measure and also Title 42, that is the main tool for the authority to use when migrants are crossing illegally to deport them back. Before I go any further, if you think that Urban News needed to be here to report on this story, go over migrantreports.com and make a donation. Every dollar counts to offset our travel expense because it's not cheap to be here in New York City. So today we are here to challenge some politician and worker at the New York City Hall to ask them about the migrant crisis. It's enough hard to the average New Yorker to afford a home here in the Big Apple. So how the immigrant will be able to do so, same if they have a work permit that Mr. Adam is requiring to Joe Biden.
We are ready to hire if we are given the authorization to do so. We have one message: let them work.
And what are they gonna do when more migrants will arrive by bus in the Big Apple, and how they will manage the situation? Let's check it out.
What do I think about the migrant crisis?
Yes.
Well, the reality is that we have a crisis in our hemisphere. The U.S. is the richest country in the world. Mm-hmm. We simply cannot ignore what is taking place throughout Latin America and then just tell them that's their problem. They're here for a reason because they went through a dangerous path to make it to the U.S. and they're asking for an opportunity. And as a nation of immigrants, we should do our best to accommodate those opportunities.
I was just wondering, Mr. Adams is asking for work permit for the migrant, but in the same time,
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, nobody. Can I just ask, like, the minimum wage is so low for the people being housed in New York.
It should be higher. This is America, and reaffirmed our commitment to ensuring that the American dream is available for all those that want to seek it and want to make their case before government.
You work with the mayor? Yeah. I'm just wondering how the migrant can afford to live in New York if they have minimum wage with the work permit. They will still need help for to subsidize their housing, and that would cost more to the taxpayer, no? Do you think it's out of control?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know if it's out of control.
The road have about 5,000 migrants right there, and that impact the business around. You think that is a good thing or a bad thing? Should the mayor help the business that are impacted by the immigration?
I do not want to say anything on the record. Thank you.
Why everybody is just ignoring the fact that you have a migrant crisis here in New York? So are you going to help them with housing until they are capable to afford, or you will let them in the street as homeless, because the homeless shelter in New York is actually collapsing right now?
Shouldn't they take it?
What are you gonna do? Are you going to help the business that are impacting by the migrant?
This arrival center will allow us to continue to support asylum seekers as they arrive, provide them with the emergency needs that they have, and it'll open up more space for families with children, which are have gone through so much, and we want to be able to provide the support that they need.
We can't treat human beings like they're commodities. They're human beings. So we have to do what is best to make sure that we are taking care of human beings. These are God's children. These are individuals that have made the dangerous decision that it's safer to come through to Central America, through Mexico, and to get here than to stay where they are. That sends a message that there is a human rights problem. There's a humanity problem.
But he's saying that he's requesting a quick work permit for the migrant.
I can't talk.
It's just a chat for like
Sure,
that.
just talk to the press office.
Do you think that the mayor is doing a good job?
He's trying to do his best as he can with the support that he has.
So all migrants can afford to live in New York if how the migrant can afford to live in New York if the minimum wage of people cannot afford. What do you think about the migrant crisis that is happening?
I don't work here.
Have any comment on the migrant crisis?
I don't work here.
How the migrant will be able to afford to live if like just New Yorker cannot afford like a single apartment? You have already your shelter full of migrants. What are you gonna do? Are you going to provide them housing, or you will let them like in the street? Do you think the mayor will compensate the business that are
If you have
there?
questions like that, you need to ask the mayor and the mayor's press team, who are the most important.
What is your own opinion on that?
I have no opinion to share with you. You just asked me a question. I've just answered it for you. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
The U.S. has a Western Hemisphere responsibility to make sure that on this side of the world that we are working right, whether it's trade agreements with Latin America, whether it's how we are supportive to make sure that we're supporting governments that are democratic, that are for the people, so that there won't be that urgency to feel that you have to leave in order to make the dangerous path to do that.
We are following the information that we have. We are here in New York to follow up with the migrant crisis. You know that this crisis will probably go over Canada soon. If you think it was important for us to be here because no other mainstream will report on this issue, go over at migrantreports.com, watch our report and make a donation. If you think it was important for us to be here, please go over, donate generously to offset our travel costs. Thanks.